Hi, my rays of light, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on the one and only Jaclyn Hill. Jaclyn Hill, for those of you that are in the beauty community, may have heard this name. You may have heard her name being repeated. You may be familiar with who she is. She is a famous YouTuber, influencer, beauty guru, Morphe, works with Morphe Cosmetics and with palettes and stuff. In the past, she's spokesperson for like Morphe. She's done collabs with them. And now the lipstick that you're seeing there is her newest collection of her own makeup. This was not a collab with any other company. This was her own makeup line, her lipsticks. And as you can see, for those of you that are not aware of the drama that's going on in the community, apparently she has come out with a lipstick collection of nude colors. So those of you that are not aware, those are like beige tone, like a beige or like a light brown peach kind of. They're neutral. They're also like last year, but not throwing shade at Jaclyn. I'm just stating the obvious. Everybody's done nudes. If you're familiar a little bit with the cosmetics, etc., people have done nudes. It's nothing new that she's really been doing. It's been done before by Merle Norman and other, famous cosmetic companies, etc. But anyways, the tea is that she came out with this line, was very proud of it, these lipsticks, and people started getting the lipsticks and trying to apply them to their lips. And upon doing so, that you see on the camera has been found. There's been hairs found. Apparently, these are like part of gloves that are being used in the factory. Some people think it's the butters that are melting, or the chemicals that are in the chemical compounds that are in the cosmetics. And she's issued refunds and sent them replacements to anyone who's ordered her lipsticks. But again, there is a lot of controversy over what's going on, and she has, deleted her Twitter and her Instagram, or deactivated it rather, for the time being, because she can't handle the negative drama that's coming from it. But yet this is her brand, and I think she's come on I don't follow her. I follow some other beauty influencers, but she has come on camera apologizing or explaining that she's looking into it. Okay, I'm going to just say this. These are all my psychic insights from this point forward in the reading. Jaclyn Hill, I feel like she was not prepared for this, even though she may be telling the public that she was prepared to launch her own cosmetics. She's always been under the, under protection, or, had somebody else, if there was a mistake with Morphe, with any of her collabs, basically Morphe would take the blame for it. I don't think she was prepared for this. And I also am getting from spirit, and it could be something else I'm picking up, but I feel like the caliber of product that was chosen or selected, I'm not a chemist, so I don't know, but I feel like these are more cheaper qualities. And I know a lot of people are speculating that she has labs here in the LA and or in Florida, where she's from, that these labs were doing her makeup. I feel like I keep seeing China, so I don't know, but you basically pay what you get when you try to take shortcuts and stuff. So there's a lot of money lost for her, and not only that, but her reputation has been sort of ruined. A lot of people are also, conspiracy theorists are saying, that potentially, just like the Tati Westbrook and James Charles thing, that she's doing this for publicity. But I don't see it for publicity. I really feel like it just was not she didn't cross all her T's and dot all her I's. It was just not, she was not prepared for it. And I feel like the people that she trusted, not to point any fingers, but I feel like the factories are very poor conditions and poor products. Just poor ingredients. I mean, who would want to put that lipstick to their lips and kind of rub that? That just looks atrocious. And it looks like just horrible. There's been chemists that have done videos of her lipstick batch, and they've said on one of them that they found mold in it as well. So there's just a lot of people dragging her through the mud. Will she, come back from all of this? I feel like she is in denial in some ways, and I feel like she's kind of hurt because this is a big thing, to launch your own makeup, your own brand. You are your own brand, and so for her, this doesn't look good, especially for her first major launch, and so I see a lot of pointing fingers. Like, she wants to point fingers, but at the end of the day, she's the boss, for her own company. So she's going to be the one that needs to respond to the public, and the one that's going to take all of the brush of the hate that people are sending her way because of the lipstick. I also feel like she's not necessarily very nice. I feel like there is a level of her fame has changed her from when she first started. She's not the same person, and money tends to do that to people. I feel like she is also not very confident of her own body image, and so a lot of this has to do with what she sees as beauty, her definition of beauty. I mean, if you're a beauty influencer and a beauty blogger, what kind of message are you sending to your fans? You have to love yourself unconditionally inside out. And I know that this reading may come across as a little, more judgmental, but I'm just stating the obvious from what I get from Spirit. I don't sugarcoat anything. I just see that, that she is one of those people that fame has gotten to her head. She's been bitten by fame and power. And I feel like now, it's just like, it's nothing to just talk to people or treat them any kind of way. And like I said, I feel like, she has to put a good face for, public forums when she's on there, like Twitter, or other forums. But behind the scenes, I really don't feel like she's very nice. And I feel like a lot of this is karma in some way. It's a karmic effect that has come back to her because she has had her own scandals and her own brush with other women, other people in the beauty industry in the very beginning, up until now. So this is kind of like karma in some ways for her. There's a lot of lies and deception around all of this, especially coming from her. Just a lot of low vibrations, and I feel like, she is going to try to save face, and they may come out with a new batch eventually, but there is going to be blame, on some. She's going to be putting blame on something else other than herself and taking that accountability. This is all about money, and I feel like also her relationship, that's not going to last either, unfortunately. I don't see any kind of solid relationship lasting with her. And there's a lot of money loss that she's going to experience. So where there's money, it's like money coming out. So she has a rude awakening. I feel like a lot of this, people love her and support her, but there's a lot of people now that are giving her a side eye because of the fact that, she's going through all of this, and people have paid their hard-earned money. It doesn't matter if you got a refund. It's about the first impressions and the first moment, from the moment that they get that product and they test it out. There's a lot of people that are just grossed out by this, and they're throwing it away. They're not sure if it's safe. But I mean, looking at it, it looks like crumbs. It looks like you ran it through some dirt or something and it just accumulated. Somebody also did a test on it, and they found on one of her lipsticks a piece of metal embedded inside of the lipstick. I'm like, what is going on, Jaclyn? This is just crazy. And it's like, this is a lesson that is being taught to her by the universe. It's a very karmic and painful lesson. Like I said, will she bounce back from this? It's up to, it's still up in the air, but I feel like, she's Jaclyn Hill, so people just automatically will associate her with being a beauty guru, being somebody that is very knowledgeable and just, she knows it all. But right now I feel like, she's going through a very difficult time and trying to hide that from camera, from people, depression, mentally, going through the gigs, as many people would say. Is she, does she regret all of this? I don't feel like she does. I don't feel like her energy is like regrets anything. She doesn't really want to take blame for that. But again, I mean, the results, the pictures, the photos, the videos, they don't lie. There's something obviously wrong with the chemicals, the chemical compounds. So, whoever, she chose, I feel like it was just very cheap company, because you don't see this happening with big, lipsticks like Sephora lipsticks or Revlon or Maybelline or CoverGirl. You don't see these kind of things. Typically they have a good inspection. I mean, where's her inspection team? You're supposed to have quality control, there in the factory where these are manufactured, in batches. There's supposed to be people that are on the assembly line that look at lipsticks, and I would imagine that's how it is. I mean, every factory is different, but if they didn't do quality control and check on the product, that lipstick had no business going out to people in that condition. So again, they should have done more testing, and there should have been more quality control. This would have saved her a lot of heartache and a lot of drama that is just, encapsulating her right now. And it's not going to end anytime soon. I also see her having another fallout or some kind of big scandal with another beauty influencer. And it's just crazy. She's going to be, in a very bad way. She does need to change many things about herself. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a very negative way. I'm meaning that is that, she needs to kind of basically work on the ego, because the ego is going to continue to drive her in a downward spiral. She's needing to kind of make amends with people that she, hasn't forgiven or holds grudges to, including her ex. And also she does need to kind of be more humble and be more there and more present in front of the camera, in front of people, and not hiding. Like, this would not be a time, if I was, a company owner of beauty cosmetics and I was the face for the, and the brand, and my name is on there, my reputation, I wouldn't be deleting my tweets, my Twitter or my Instagram, or like deactivating that at all. Like, what kind of message do you send that? I mean, you have to be in that mentality. If you wanted to get in this business and you wanted to be a beauty influencer, you have to kind of learn to take the hits and take the comments and the stuff like that. It comes with the territory. Every beauty influencer, every successful person is always going to get criticized more by somebody that's doing less than what they are. And so, she just doesn't need to take it personally. I mean, it's not really coming, from people that are, owners of lipsticks or cosmetics. It's coming from consumers. But even then, with your consumers, you need to listen to their their thoughts and their opinions. I mean, she could, potentially not have, deactivated her social media and and still get support from those people that are her fans, her core base fans. But again, I see her kind of being in denial of all of this. And it's just a feeling of like, it's nowadays, the term beauty influencer is just it's so loosely used. It's like anybody that does makeup can be called a beauty or a makeup artist or a beauty influencer. And it's like reevaluating, like, what kind of impacts have you had with your, that would make you a beauty influencer. I would definitely take advice from somebody that is mature, somebody that has been in the business for 40 or 50 years, not somebody that's been in the business for maybe 10 to 15 years. And there's so many young, AKA YouTubers that are like beauty influencers that people are taking advice from. And these people could be their kids, and it's like, who wants to take advice from somebody younger than you? And it's not, being mean, but it's being honest. People that are makeup artists that are, that have been working in the industry, that are in their 50s or 60s, are going to know more about products and stuff, than someone that's in their 20s or 30s. I mean, it's obvious, and that may not be the case all the time. But again, I don't feel like she has the right people either. I see her firing people, getting rid of that, and getting new people completely around her. And again, I see like, she's going to go through some changes. It is going to kind of make her more secluded, and I feel like at some point, she may just want to, stay as doing tutorials, and she may go to a different thing like an eyeshadow palette or coming out with a new different product. But lipsticks is a very, very risky, territory for her from this point forward. There's a lot of scrutiny from this point forward, and I don't feel like it's going to be dying down, and I don't feel like people are going to be so forgiving like they were with Tati Westbrook and James Charles, which was a whole different type of situation. But I'm just saying, for the fact that of what she's going through now, I just feel like there is not really a lot of reparation that you can do. You would have to go through a PR team to really do damage control and really change your personality and who you are as a person and take ownership of it, not kind of like saying that I'm just investigating or I'm looking into it or I'm doing research, my own set of research, because people have already paid for your lipstick. They've done that research, and like I said, people change when they get money, and they're millionaires or they just are wealthy, pretty wealthy off. Yes, she's done meet and greets, etc. But like I said, there's many sides to people, and this is just one side that we've seen of her when she's in front of the camera and when she's at meet and greets. But behind the persona of who she is, I just feel like her passion it was never into this. I don't see any kind of passion, because someone that's very passionate, they wouldn't allow this to kind of happen. And I know that a lot of people that are tuning in would say, well, it's not her fault, it's the laboratory, it's the assembly line or the production. That's true, but if you are very invested, you're not going to put out these kind of lipsticks that look like this. So even though some people say that there's no such thing as bad press or bad publicity, everything or any kind of publicity is good, I feel like that's not true in this case. This is not something that she's going to bounce back just so easily, and people are going to forgive her, and she's going to come out with a new makeup line or new makeup products, and people are going to be so eager to buy it because of this lipstick situation and how it was handled. So she is going to have to rethink everything. I feel like from this point forward, she may just stick with Morphe and just do collaborations with them. But as far as like her having a successful launch or a successful brand, that's to be seen still. Because again, this is not something that you can just sweep under the rug. It's just too many people, that are not happy with your products. So I wish Jaclyn Hill all the best. I hope, that her relationship does last, but I don't see that happening. And again, I see some money loss. So again, I would definitely, look into how other areas that she can, generate income. And again, I feel like partnering with Morphe Cosmetics is probably her best bet. So love and light to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray, and head on over to my Instagram page tonight, because I will be announcing a giveaway on my Instagram page, and be sure to follow it so that you can enter. So thank you so much. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world.